Hey guys, okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to draw the pear. I have my picture right here on my phone, using it just like you guys would. Normally we would draw from real life, something sitting right in front of us, but since some of you guys can totally do that, but if you don't want to, I'm going to show you how you draw from this picture reference. So to start with, I just have a couple of pencils out. I've got my HB. It's the one I like to sketch with. The HB is just like a number 2 pencil. So to start with, I'm going to start with a horizon line. In this picture, you can see where the horizon, which is the tabletop or the countertop in the background there, that is 2/3 of the way up the picture, roughly. So I'm just going to take something that's kind of a straight edge, and I'm just going to really lightly draw that in. You could probably barely see that. And the reason I do it so light is so that I can sketch my pear in there and erase the lines when I need to. Now looking at from my paper to the picture in reference to how far down the base of the pear is to this line and where it is up here, I'm going to make a mark about here. That's about where the base of the pear is. And then this part is almost the center of the page of the picture. It actually is pretty centered. And then where this is up here, it's about where the stem should be. The sides, and then how far off. This is a wonky pear. They're fun to draw when they're wonky. Now can you see all my little marks that I made? Now I'm going to go and I'm going to connect those marks. Those are just kind of little guidelines to help you when you are sketching and drawing. You don't have to be exact, but I'm a sketchy artist, so this is kind of how I work. Just getting the basic contour line of this pear in here. So now I'm going to look at my long shadow I got here. So it's gonna starts about here and definitely comes out at the base, goes in a little bit and then goes out. The shadow is the same shape, just elongated as the pear is, right? Roughly. That's kind of fun looking, huh? I think he needs to be a little fatter. And that long stem. Okay, so I've got it sketched out. And now I'm going to show you how to shade it. So I'm just going to use the 4B. And I'm just going to... I hold my pencil, kind of funny, I hold it like this when I'm going to be doing shading, because then I can lay it flat instead of holding it straight up and down like this and holding it hard. You want to hold it I hold it lightly when I'm just trying to put in shadows. That way I'm putting them down softly and kind of use these little circular motions, and that helps. Excuse me. And that helps so that I don't have a whole bunch of hard lines or harsh lines. So I'm going to get all this shaded. I'm going to speed it up so that you can see what it looks like. Something I should add is that when you're shading a round object, you don't want to go side to side. You don't want to do something you don't want to do this, because that's just going to make it flat. So, like I was saying, instead of going side to side, you want to do it curved. So, or in circular motions too. So right now I am just laying down the shadow. But what you want to make sure that you do, this whole pear has value to it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn this image black and white. I didn't think about to tell you that earlier. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Monochromatic. Black and white. There you go. So, there's your values. That is what we are drawing. I think I will edit the assignment so that you guys have this image in black and white, because that would make more sense. I'm going to use my blending stump. If you get it dirty, see how like this end is dirty, you can use sanding. This is just a block of sanding block from the hardware store. You could just use sandpaper or any rough surface like a nail file. A nail file would work perfect because everybody's got those around, usually. And there you go, it's clean. So I'm going to use this to start blending out my pencil marks. So if you push really hard when you do this, it's going to burnish the paper and make it shiny. So the reason why I used a 4B is because it's a nice soft pencil, and I can get nice soft blend. I can blend out the lead a lot easier than if it was a hard pencil, because hard pencils, like anything harder than an HB does not blend well. Now, if you can see in the picture, this is really cool. There is a reflecting light, so the light is bouncing off the counter on and onto the pear, then back onto the table there. So that part of the shadow is not actually the darkest. It is lighter than the rest of the shadow. And right here is like a true dark shadow, and that's where I need to get it the darkest. So that's where I will push the hardest with my pencil. So I'm going to use my kneaded eraser. I'm going to smush it up and pull it apart. The great thing about these is that you can knead it up into like a tiny little point. Use it to clean up areas. Now really pay attention to what parts are bright white and what parts are really dark, because that is what's going to make your drawing be the most successful. And then I'm going to lighten those dots up even more by smudging it with my finger so they're not so obvious. I could do this all day, but that is the basic idea of what I want you guys to understand. Finding your highlights and your lowlights, where everything in the middle tones and how everything kind of goes together. But I hope that helps. So let me know if you guys have any more questions.